I'm not
Yeah.
Khalil, shut up. Hello and welcome to HRI Utilities with me, Ramit.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hedic here from HRA Utilities.
Yeah, sorry about last week. Know how a computer works, just my server.
Yeah.
But there's a reason behind that other than server. Anyway, yeah, so today we're obviously doing how a computer works. Today we're talking about cooling and its many virtues and really annoying things about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you remember about 3-4 weeks ago, we did a video on the CPU. Now, cooling consists of two major parts: heat sinks and fans. Well, a third if you talk about water cooling. So those are the three main parts. Do you have anything to say?
Thermal paste.
Oh, and thermal paste, yeah. Sorry about that. But thermal paste is not as important because normally you don't need to change it. Ever.
Yes, but you need it.
It's needed, yeah, but normally you just place it on it. You normally just get the normal thermal paste unless you're a slightly idiotic person.
Yeah, and you go and buy like $20 worth of sorry. Oh, I said dollars. £20 worth of thermal paste.
It's actually 6.
What?
Yeah, most thermal paste are only about £6.
Yeah, we're going on a tangent here. So let's talk about cooling.
Yeah, proper cooling, heat sinks preferably.
Yeah, so heat sinks are pretty much the way the computer can cool your CPU because fans aren't powerful enough. Let's just give that, because if you want to use a fan, it'll probably be like you know, you'd have to use a very powerful one that spins quite fast and makes a lot of noise.
Noise, yep. Noise is one problem with fans. That and the fact that if they don't have the correct ventilation, they can get quite badly damaged and yeah.
Blow up.
Yeah, that or your CPU will do that instead.
Hmm.
And
I've
trust
seen
me,
I've seen CPUs blow up before because of not having heat sinks on. It's literally shed a hole through the motherboard.
yeah, and you don't want to replace a motherboard and a CPU, and in some cases you don't want to replace RAM as well.
Yeah.
Especially if the motherboard is micro ATX or something, because then all the components are closer together, therefore if the CPU explodes you're more likely to damage important components.
Yeah. So why is cooling necessary? You may ask. Well, Ramit, talk about how hot your CPU operates at.
Now, this is... Most people would say the average for a fully working CPU is 75 degrees Celsius. Or I believe that's 105 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't remember the Fahrenheit. But as I was saying, yeah. So that would be 75 degrees Celsius. Now, if your CPU is working above 75 degrees, you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And I mean a lot of trouble. Because...
There
yeah,
wasn't enough emphasis of not enough trouble.
yeah, which is why I have a tendency to keep an eye on the temperature of my laptop and my server. Now, currently, when it's first turned on, it idles at around 30 degrees Celsius. Now, in about about a week, it will go up to about 50 and stay there. The highest I've ever seen a core right now is at about 55 degrees Celsius. And that was because we were stress testing the server.
Yeah, don't do that, guys.
Yeah, it puts more damage onto your actual client than it does on the server. But the thing is, with cooling, and more specifically with improper cooling, yeah, there can be a lot more problems than exploding CPUs, such as melting graphics cards, melting Wi-Fi cards, damage to most components, and the thing I find most annoying, jamming of fans. As well as
And-
the destruction of certain vital components. GPU, yeah.
See, the reason why we need to cool is to keep everything operating
Safely.
Yeah, as safely as possible. Well, not just safely, as efficiently as possible, because you don't want to overheat in graphics card or whatnot, you know? Like,
And you definitely, under any circumstance, don't want an overheating chipset of any sort. If anything on your computer is overheating, go to someone who knows how to fix it.
yeah, not
Quick.
PC Wad.
Yeah, don't go to them. Go. Oh god, we're gonna get copyright ID'd for that. Anyway, yeah. So don't just get it fixed, because it will do a lot more harm the longer you leave it.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it's on a device you never use, like a Nexus tablet. In which case, bah
Yeah,
humbug.
go for it.
Yeah, just, nothing, what's the worst that could happen? But yeah, now with the heatsink, this is by far one of the less expensive components of the cooling system.
Hmm.
The fan normally is most expensive, especially if you want to get a silent one, but the heatsink can be very large indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my uncle had a computer from about 2003.
Oh god, no.
And the heatsink in that thing weighed about 200, 400 grams. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was on the main CPU. And the thing is, the 200, 300 grams was about the size of... let me see, it was 7.5 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters, and it was 4.5 centimeters high.
I've seen heat sinks that, like, literally go from the CPU to the case. Like, that's how big it is.
In fact, I kinda did do a measurement on my heatsink when we had the server while you were out doing a few things like grabbing your USBs. And I think it was around 12 centimeters by 7.5, and I think it was about 5, well, not 5, but about 10 centimeters high. It was ridiculously large. And the thing is, the server case, and that's with one fan. It had one fan attached to it. Now, unfortunately, the motherboard is a limiting factor to how many fans you can have to cool your computer.
Yeah.
And the problem is, with heat sinks, there is also a lot of limiting factors, such as the fact that you can only normally have one heatsink per processor. Well, not processing unit.
Yeah.
So one for the CPU, one for the integrated integrated graphics card, and occasionally one for the integrated sound card, but that honestly does not create any heat. Ever.
I guess what we've got to take away is that don't, like, destroy your computer by not cooling. That's just stupid.
Yeah, and be careful when using water cooling, because if your computer floods, I think that does more damage.
Yeah, don't more cool unless you've, like,
Overclocked.
no, seriously, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's
10
the only
gigahertz.
reason you're allowed to water cool, is if either you've got a really inefficient AMD processor, or shut up, or
Of course, AMD.
or you're overclocking your your processor.
Yeah.
Now, actually, the Core i5, the 3570K in my server is overclockable, but currently that's not rarely ever going to be used, that overclocking ability.
Yes. So I guess that's the main thing we need to take away from here is make sure you cool adequately and don't cover up your ventilation blocks, and I guess that's it.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely if it's a laptop. If you cover the ventilation shafts, you may as well burn a hole through the lower half of your body.
Yeah, Burnley idiots by laptops.
Shut up!
Alright, so thanks for watching, guys.
Indeed, thank you.
As always, yeah, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and I'll catch you later. Peace.
Goodbye.
And that's a wrap.
7 hours later, the video actually ends.